Hi everybody, it's Trisha the Knitting Lady. I'm redoing this because I had taped a whole video and I don't like the way it sounded. It's kind of depressing. I didn't feel good yesterday, so I think I went on about it too long. I was talking about the meal I had on Sunday, the $5 breakfast. Well, I had a reaction to it yesterday, unfortunately. And it carried over, might have been a combination of things with the heat and everything, because I went to a thrift store that was recommended, and I saw this table would be great for a sewing table, put my sewing machine on. And I was looking at it. It was a table and the sides came up, so I was trying to get the sides to go down and make sure it worked. It was a great table. It was only $15. I would have had to paint it, big deal. And all of a sudden, I felt like I was going to pass out. And I thought to myself, oh, I can't have this happen. Not in the store. I'll be embarrassed. So I put the table back. I went out to the car. I said, I'll sit out in the car a couple minutes, see if I feel better. Well, I didn't feel better, so I went home. And I thought to myself, oh, the table will be there tomorrow. And when today, it wasn't. Unfortunately, I was disappointed. I guess it wasn't meant to be. But I didn't feel good all day. I really couldn't eat much. I wound up having oatmeal because that's all my stomach could stand. And I was feeling a little depressed because I have issues with my stomach. I've always had issues with my stomach. And at one point I was like, when is this ever going to end? I guess just that's the way it is. So when people talk about food, all these different foods, I can't eat some of it. Not that I don't want to, it's just that my body doesn't let me. I have a real issue with salt. I think, I don't know if it's the allergy to salt, sensitive to salt, but if I have too much salt, I don't feel good. So, I feel a little better today. Like I said, I went back to the thrift store. Unfortunately, the table was gone. Then I went to the little diner there that was recommended. It was all right. The one I went to last week that's closer to me, I think, is a little better. But they gave you so much food, I took half of it home. So I'll have that later. But there's just things I can't eat. I guess, and I gain weight real easy. I do. You know, people say, how come you aren't skinnier than you are? Well, I don't know why. My family tends to be big people. We've always had to watch what we eat. It's a drag. I envy these people that can eat whatever they want and not gain any weight. I have never had that issue. I've been watching my weight since I was 10. And I try to stay active, but I gain weight real easy. I always tell people, you're eating that and I'm gaining the weight as you're eating that. I mean, as a joke. Some people don't think it's funny, but so much for that. So I missed yesterday. Like I said, I didn't feel good. I'm behind on the unpacking. Such is life, right? So yesterday was July 12th. It was the birthday of Bill Cosby. He was born in 1937. And Milton Berle was born in 1908, died in 2002. And it was the birthday of Julius Caesar. I don't know how they know that. He was born in 100 BC and died in 44 BC. Remember, it's like backwards. And This is a rare fact known about this actor that many of us know about. Actor James Stewart, who played Scotty on Star Trek. Remember him? My mother loved Star Trek. I was more Star Wars, but she loved Star Trek. But I remember watching him. If we were allowed to watch Star Trek, if we just sat there and not said anything. My mother was a fanatic about Star Trek. Loved William Shatner. But anyway, James Stewart, he plays Scotty. He only has 9 fingers. And there's a good reason for that. And this is amazing. And he was a pilot and a captain in the Royal Canadian Artillery Regiment during World War II. He was shot 6 times storming Juno Beach on D-Day. 1 bullet blew off his middle finger. 4 hit his leg, and 1 struck him in the chest, which would have killed him, but it deflected off the silver cigarette case he had in his pocket. So he eventually gave up smoking later in life, but he always said smoking had saved his life. So he was meant to live long and prosper. But amazing, the guys who were fought on D-Day. So today is July 13th, and it's the birthday of Harrison Ford. He was born in 1942, so he's almost 80 years old. Do you imagine? Harrison Ford. Always liked him. And John Jacob Astor IV was born in 1864 and died in 1912. He went down with the Titanic. Anybody who's seen that movie will know that he went down. He left behind his young bride who was pregnant. July 13th, 1985 was the date of Live Aid. Remember that concert that was sponsored? Well, it was to raise money for Africa's starving. It was held in 4 different locations: London, Philadelphia, Moscow, and Sydney, Australia. Now, I didn't know it was held in Moscow. I remember watching that on television. And every night, the U.S. Constitution is lowered into a safe that is bomb-proof. Now, which president is said to have smoked over 20 cigars every day? Can't stand cigars. I'm not big on smoking either. But my mother was a chain smoker. 3 packs a day. Camels and Pall Malls. She would have 1 lit before she finished the other one. But anyway, back to cigars. It was Ulysses S. Grant, the 18th President of the United States. And what did he die from? Throat cancer. He also was a heavy drinker. That's one thing, when I was the alcohol and drug counselor, a lot of addicts, well, they're addicts with a lot of things, not just, the drugs or the alcohol. Smoking, the smoking, I always had to have coffee. Well, I can understand the coffee. But for someone like me who doesn't like smoking and really doesn't like to be around it, it was hard sometimes to counsel because the smell. And plus, I would have a hard time breathing. But that's probably why I stopped doing it, come to think of it, But I remember counseling people Sometimes they would have them in and I would give them cigarette breaks. Okay, go have your cigarette, go, whatever. I have a fear of not being able to breathe anyway, and there's a good reason for that. Something happened when I was little, which I won't get into, but I have never smoked. Not fond of it. I don't understand it. But that's another reason why I don't think I was a good alcohol and drug counselor, because I'm really not an addictive person. So I don't understand the addiction to drive. My one friend who used to be a coke addict, cocaine, I always thought she was a better counselor than me because she understood the addiction. I never understood it, but so much for that. I did help some people. I almost had a job doing it again. I was talking when I lived in Wilmington. I was talking to someone who was trying to hire someone, and we just got in a conversation. And the gentleman said to me, "Would you still have your certification?" I said, "No, I gave it up." He goes, "Darn it, because I would have hired you because you know what you're talking about." But that's all right. That wasn't meant to be either. But I'm really disappointed I didn't get that table. It wasn't meant to be. So let me go back, do some more unpacking. Yesterday set me back. What did I wind up doing yesterday? Oh, watching videos, I think. And I'll do that because I got the materials to set up the yarn bins, so I'll be watching everybody's. Not everybody's, but as many as I can. I'm so behind. So I hope everybody's doing fine. And I can't wait till I'm all settled so I can do some more knitting and crocheting. I want to try that moss stitch. It seems like everyone's making moss stitch blankets. So take care, everybody. Bye now.